Hola y buenos días. Soy yo otra vez, el señor Morris. ¿Cómo están todos? Today, we'll go over the things that we've been doing in the unit so far. Then we'll go to my house to do some cooking, and of course we'll have another Adivinen la Palabra. But before we begin, let's go ahead and sing our opening song. Canten conmigo. Hola, buenos días. ¿Cómo están ustedes? ¿Cómo se sienten? Yo me siento bien. There you go. Muy bien cantado. You guys are getting really good at singing that song. And one of the reasons is because we sing it so much. Yeah. Ahora saquen papel y lápiz o pluma para escribir estas letras. Okay? Go ahead and see if you can recognize these letters as I say them, okay? S, A, L, A, M, E, T. S, A, L, A, M, E, T. Are you getting pretty good at understanding the letters now? Yeah? They are S, A, L, A, M, E, T. Salamat. Salamat. And that sounds almost like the Filipino word for thank you. Salamat. All right. Well, I tell you what. Let's go ahead and get started now by looking at the greetings that we've been learning in this unit. What we'll do is we'll review the same way we did last time, only this time I'm going to take out even more words. ¿Listos? You fill in the blanks here. Buenos, blank. Blank te llamas. What are you going to say? Buenos días. ¿Cómo te llamas? And if someone says that to you, you answer, me blank, blank. What are you going to say? Me llamo Roberto. Yeah, only you'll say your name. Me llamo Roberto. Okay. Now, if somebody asks you, ¿Cómo blank? What are they going to say? ¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás? And then if somebody asks you that, you can answer them by saying, Estoy blank, blank. ¿Y tú cómo estás? So what do you fill in the blanks there? Estoy bien, gracias. ¿Y tú cómo estás? And you'll answer by saying, Estoy bien, blank. ¿Cómo se blank tu amigo? What do you think that is? Estoy bien, gracias. ¿Cómo se llama tu amigo? And if you're going to present your friend, you say, blank presento, blank, blank. Te blank presento, blank, blank. Te presento a blank, and you say your friend's name. When you meet someone, you say, mucho blank. Do you remember that? Mucho gusto. Yeah, and if someone says mucho gusto to you, you answer, el gusto, blank, blank. Blank, 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 blank. El gusto es mío. The pleasure is mine. That's great. You're all getting really good at doing this. Remember to keep practicing. Does anyone remember the question? ¿Cuántas personas hay en tu familia? How would you answer this question? Well, you'd count up the number of people, and then you'd put the number into this sentence. Hay blank personas en mi familia. There are that many persons in my family. For example, I would say, hay 5 personas en mi familia. But that would just be the number of my immediate family, my wife and my children and myself. Some families have what is called an extended family. Extended means to make longer or bigger. So an extended family is a larger family. This type of family is very common to many countries where they speak Spanish. In one house you might find grandparents living with a family, and the parents and aunts and uncles and cousins all living together. Family is very important to many people in Spanish-speaking countries, just as I hope it is to you. Right now, I'd like to take a sort of field trip with you. We're going to go to my house, where I'll introduce you to my family, and we'll make a common light meal that is served in parts of Mexico called tamales y chocolate. Okay? Come on now to mi casa. All right. Bienvenidos a mi casa. Thank you for coming to my home. Today, we're going to look at how to make a typical snack eaten by a Mexican family. They eat their big meal during the day, so at night they might have something light, like sweet tamales and chocolate. First of all, I'd like to introduce you to my family. Les quiero presentar a mi familia. Esta es mi esposa, Karen.
Hola.
Y esta es mi hija, Emily.
Hola.
Y este es mi hijo, Jackson.
Hola.
Y este es mi hijo, Gregorio. Say hola. And we're going to show you how to make tamales and hot chocolate. So let's go ahead and get started cooking.
Not yet.
Here we are at the kitchen table. Now, you have the recipes for the tamales and for the hot chocolate in your student activities. We're going to go ahead and use that same recipe right now, and these guys are going to help me make it, okay? We start off, we're going to make our tamales first, so let's start off by mixing all of the dry ingredients. Go ahead and put in the masa, put it into there, okay? Oh, you're doing a good job. And the brown sugar. Go ahead and push that down. Good job. Okay, what Jackson can put in the brown sugar. We're going to add the raisins. Okay. The raisins. And the cinnamon. Go ahead and put the cinnamon in, Greg. Okay. Now once we have all the dry ingredients in, we're going to mix it all up together. So I'm going to use this. We're going to put our corn husks into some water. And we can get these corn husks at just about any grocery store. Go ahead and just put them in there, and they'll just soak for a few minutes. And you'll see after a few minutes, they get softer. Now, since those are starting to soft, we've got our dry mixture all mixed up here. So we're going to go ahead and add first our water and vanilla mixture. Okay. Now at this point, it's kind of hard to mix it with your hand, with the spoon. So Emily is going to use her hands and get in there and mix it up real good, Emily. Be sure to wash your hands before you cook, okay? There she goes. She's doing a good job.
She's making a dough.
She is making a dough. It turns out to be a dough that's kind of soft and sticky. And here's my 1/8 cup. Okay. You'll see this will get real sticky. And that's the way we want it. We want it to get real sticky. Now, once we've mixed in, we want to mix in the shortening, and it should be kind of a sticky texture. Okay, so you should be able to see it's kind of sticky, and that's just about the texture that we want. So we're going to go ahead and start putting the tamale masa in to the corn husks. And let's go ahead and do that now. We've made our masa, and our corn husks have soaked enough. They're soft and pliable. You can see that they don't break when we bend them. Okay, yeah, that's just about right. And that only takes a couple of minutes. So that's right. So we put some of the masa into the tamales. It's starting to rain. It's a great night for sweet tamales and hot chocolate. Can you hear the rain? Está lloviendo. That makes it really nice for hot chocolate and tamales. So you put the masa into the corn husk like that, and then you fold it over 1, 2 times, fold over the end, both ends, and you set it down like that, and there you're all set to go. Now, this will make about a dozen tamales. Ooh, did you hear the thunder? Yeah. El trueno. Yeah. Okay. We're going to keep making these, and we're going to get these into the pressure cooker. And when we put those into the pressure cooker, that'll be a good time for us to start to make our Mexican chocolate. So let's go ahead and get these into the pressure cooker. Okay, now that we've gotten all of our masa into our tortilla husks, I'm going to cook these in a pressure cooker. Now, if you don't have a pressure cooker, you can steam these in another steamer pan if you have one. It takes longer to cook in a steamer. They'll take anywhere from 45 minutes to about an hour and 15 minutes. The way that you can tell if they're done is when you pull the leaf, if it doesn't stick to the masa, if it pulls away cleanly from the masa, then it's ready to go. But these we're going to cook right now in a pressure cooker. If I can put this on, there you go. And these will cook really fast. It should take about 15 minutes to cook these in a pressure cooker. Now, for those of you who are going to use a pressure cooker, I'm going to put this on at 15 pounds. To start it off, you cook it, you start it off at high until you start to get some pressure coming out of your weight. Then you turn it down to low and let it cook 15 minutes from when you start getting pressure out of your weight. Okay, so that'll take a little while. And while we're doing that, why don't we go ahead and start getting the hot chocolate ready. The hot chocolate, I got this in the store just close to where I live, and if you check, you might find that you have Mexican chocolate in your store too. This that I got, keeping with the theme, is Abuelita. Abuelita. And now you may remember that Abuela is grandma. Whenever you put ita or ito at the end of something, that means little. So Abuelita is going to be my little grandma. So this is my little grandma's chocolate, for granny's, okay? And this type of chocolate comes in rounds. There's 6 tablets like this. And what we're going to do is we're going to take one of these tablets and put it into the pan with 4 cups of water, of milk. We're going to put it with 4 cups of milk, and we're going to let it cook. And you'll see that as it cooks, this chocolate will fall apart and make the milk look chocolatey. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in now. You can see what it looks like here. I'm just going to drop it right down into there. And now remember, don't burn your milk. So don't cook it at a real high temperature. There we go. I'm going to cook this at a little bit less than half. And this will be cooking now. Now, once we get the chocolate cooked, we're going to use our molino. And our molino is going to beat it. We'll see that in a little while after this finishes melting and the tamales are ready. So let's go ahead and start getting our table ready. Bate, bate, chocolate. We're going to do like this and it'll foam up the chocolate. You know, chocolate originally came from Mexico. The chocolate beans were used as money sometimes, and only the royalty originally drank chocolate. So whenever you drink that chocolate milk or eat that chocolate bar, remember, that came from Mexico. So that's how you make Mexican chocolate and sweet tamales. A great snack or treat to enjoy, especially on a rainy night like tonight. Yeah. Thank you all for coming over and seeing how to make this stuff. Don't forget to take the corn husk off of the tamale before you eat it. Buen provecho, and let's say goodbye. Adios! Well, thank you very much for coming to my house. I hope that you guys get a chance to make some sweet tamales and chocolate. As a matter of fact, for our activity sheet today, I've included the recipes for both. The hot chocolate, you can see You just buy the Mexican chocolate in the rounds like I had, and you might be surprised. They probably have these in a store close to you. And then the sweet tamales recipe is right down there. And I went ahead and wrote out the recipe in English so that you could follow it along pretty easily. You saw that we could make it pretty easily, so this might be something that you can either do at your home with your parents, or you might want to try it at school. Well, that's about all we have time for today. We got to go to my house to meet my family and cook some tamales and chocolate. Now, next time, we're going to review everything that we've been studying in this unit in preparation for the unit evaluation. Now, we'll also be playing Loteria, so if you don't have your Loteria board copied and your markers ready, you'll probably want to do that before the next lesson. If you want to, take a few minutes to go over the activity sheets from this unit, go over your notes in your Spanish notebook that I hope you're keeping, so that you'll be all ready for the Loteria game next lesson. Now, before we go, did anyone get the mystery word for today? Salamet. Salamet. S-A-L-A-M-E-T. Did you get that? How many of you got the word? Tamales. Tamales. Oh, yeah, I see. Yeah, sure. Now that I tell you, it's pretty easy, huh? For our goodbye song today, let's sing a new song that's very common in many parts of the southwestern United States. As a matter of fact, it's almost the state song of New Mexico. It's so popular there. It's called De Colores, which means of colors. Now, this one you'll find in the teacher's guide and in the student resource notebook, along with the translation, so that you'll know what the words mean. Also, the words will appear here on the screen. If you know it, sing along with me. De colores se visten los campos en la primavera. De colores son los pajarillos que vienen de afuera. De colores es el arco iris que vemos lucir, y por eso los grandes amores de muchos colores me gustan a mí. Y por eso los grandes amores de muchos colores me gustan a mí. Now we're going to start to sing about some birds. Canta el gallo con el kirikiri, kiri, kiri, kiri. La gallina con el cara, 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 cara. Los polluelos con el pío, 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 pío. Y por eso los grandes amores de muchos colores me gustan a mí. Y por eso los grandes amores de muchos colores me gustan a mí. Good job. Thanks a lot for coming to my house today. I appreciate the visit. Until we see each other next class, adiós y hasta luego.